Did you know that research shows nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women? American Sociological Association? That's a staggering statistic that often leaves men bewildered, wondering what went wrong and why they didn't see it coming. While every relationship is unique, one underlying factor remains consistent. Many men discover crucial truths about women only after they've paid a hefty emotional price. The dating and relationship terrain is marked by unwritten rules, nuanced communication patterns, and complex emotional landscapes. And these aren't taught in any traditional classroom. Instead, they're often learned through heartbreak, trial and error, or near disastrous misunderstandings. But here's the good news. You don't have to learn these lessons the hard way. By grasping 7 tough lessons about female psychology, you can avoid stumbling down the path so many men regret taking. In this discussion, we'll dive into these core truths, explore why they matter, and back them up with real-world examples and research. By the end of this video, you'll have insights to help you make better choices in your relationships and potentially sidestep some painful pitfalls. So if you're ready to understand the nuances of female psychology and strengthen your connections, stay tuned as we break down 7 crucial lessons most men learn too late. Let's get started. Number 1, chasing her never works. From the time we're young, especially in many cultures worldwide, there's a popular narrative that says, if you like her, chase her. Persistence always wins. Think of almost any rom-com movie. The hero relentlessly pursues the woman of his dreams, only to be rewarded in the final act with her love and admiration. But as you might have already discovered, real life doesn't mirror that script so neatly. Why? Because genuine attraction isn't primarily built through aggressive pursuit. It's built through mutual respect, shared values, and emotional connection. First, let's address the psychology behind this. When you chase someone, you position yourself as the pursuer and them as the prize. This often creates an imbalance, where the person being chased doesn't have to do much to keep you interested. In many cases, this actually lowers their inclination to invest emotionally. Psychologists often describe this dynamic in terms of social value. When you appear too eager or desperate, you unconsciously signal that your social value or self-esteem hinges on their acceptance. Desperation is not exactly an attractive quality. It can inadvertently suggest, I need you to validate my worth, which can push someone away rather than draw them closer. According to a 2020 study published in the journal Personal Relationships, reciprocal liking, where both individuals show genuine interest in one another, proves far more influential in building long-term attraction than a one-sided pursuit. Researchers found that when the interest was unbalanced, the less invested partner often lost even more interest over time. The underlying principle is simple. People appreciate what they feel they've earned or chosen, not what's forced upon them. So, what's the alternative? Let's be clear. Not chasing doesn't mean playing mind games or pretending to be aloof. Instead, it's about positioning yourself as someone who values his own worth. Focus on personal growth. Cultivate your passions. Work on your emotional maturity. Set and pursue your goals. When you do this, you naturally exude confidence and a sense of purpose, qualities that are universally appealing. Imagine you're at a social gathering. You're not desperately trying to talk to every woman in the room. You're enjoying yourself, engaging in meaningful conversations, and genuinely connecting with people who share your interests. That quiet self-assurance is magnetic. You're no longer the pursuer. You're a person who's living his life fully, welcoming others to join the journey if they're equally interested. It's about magnetism, not pursuit. In practical terms, this can look like maintaining healthy boundaries. If someone isn't reciprocating your interest, respect that. Don't bombard them with texts or calls, and don't rearrange your life around their attention. Show that you respect their choice and your own time. Ironically, giving them space sometimes sparks genuine curiosity and allows authentic attraction to grow. Ultimately, remember that while persistence can be admirable in achieving life goals, like finishing a marathon or mastering a new skill, romantic connection is a two-way street. Continual chasing can diminish your self-respect and your partner's interest. Whether you're dating casually or seeking a committed relationship, place your energy into being your best self. and watch how that naturally draws the right people in. Number 2, your appearance matters. Ever walked into a room and instantly formed an opinion about someone based on their appearance or body language? You're not alone. Research indicates that first impressions can be formed in a mere fraction of a second. Willis and Todorov, Psychological Science, 2006. This doesn't mean we should judge a book solely by its cover, but it does highlight that appearances carry a powerful initial impact. And women, just like men, are susceptible to these first impression cues. Now, the key to remember is that caring about how you look isn't about vanity. It's about self-respect and social awareness. When you take time to present yourself well, you're essentially broadcasting messages about your discipline, ambition, hygiene, and even your emotional state. Think about something as simple as wearing clothes that fit properly and are clean. It signals you're attentive to details. Maintaining good hygiene, regular grooming, a pleasant scent, can quietly indicate that you take care of your health and respect shared spaces. Of course, it's not just about brand names or having the most expensive wardrobe. You could wear a basic white t-shirt and a pair of well-fitted jeans. And if you carry yourself with confidence, people notice. Confidence itself is attractive, and part of feeling confident often ties back to how you see yourself in the mirror each morning. As social psychologist Amy Cuddy's famous TED Talk points out, posture and body language also contribute significantly to how others perceive you. Stand up straight, maintain comfortable eye contact, and speak with a clear voice. These nonverbal cues can amplify the impression you make, sometimes even more than the clothes you wear. However, let's not forget that appearance is just the first layer. If your looks capture attention, your character and depth will determine whether that attention endures. No matter how great your style is, if your personality is lackluster, the initial spark will fizzle. Many men have made the mistake of relying solely on physical appeal, only to find that once the novelty wears off, there's nothing substantial left to sustain a meaningful connection. So, strike a balance. Invest in your physical health by eating properly and exercising regularly, not just to look good, but to feel good and maintain your overall well-being. Dress in a way that reflects your personality, but also shows you respect the environment you're in. If you're heading to a casual dinner, jeans and a crisp shirt might be enough. If you're attending a wedding, step it up with a suit or a well-tailored blazer. The context matters, and each time, remember, the clothes and grooming are an outer representation, but what truly counts is what lies beneath, the values, ambitions, and kindness that form the essence of who you are. In short, your appearance is a doorway. It may not guarantee that someone will stay in your life, but it can certainly open up the opportunity for deeper interactions. By caring for yourself physically, you send a message to the world and to the women you meet that you're a person who respects himself and is worth getting to know on a deeper level. Number 3, being too nice doesn't win hearts. Kindness is undeniably attractive. Helping someone carry groceries, offering a listening ear, or simply treating people with respect, these acts can warm hearts and build trust. But there's a significant difference between genuine kindness and being too nice to the point of self-neglect. The nice guy syndrome often emerges when men confuse people-pleasing and constant agreement for true compassion. Why is this a problem? Because men who are too nice frequently suppress their own preferences, desires, and even moral judgments out of a fear of rejection. This can come across as inauthentic, or worse, manipulative, especially if the underlying goal is just to gain approval or affection. Women, like anyone else, can often sense when a person is not being genuine. When every opinion you express just happens to align perfectly with hers, it raises a red flag. Do you truly believe in these opinions, or are you just trying to win points? Additionally, psychologists have studied the phenomenon of agreeableness in relationships. While being agreeable can smooth out daily interactions, extreme agreeableness can undermine respect. In a 2018 study published in the journal Personal Individual Differences, researchers found that while conscientiousness and kindness are valued traits in a partner, an overwhelming desire to placate can signal a lack of backbone or authenticity. This often doesn't foster long-term attraction. True kindness is rooted in integrity, empathy, and strength. You can be thoughtful and helpful without sacrificing your individuality. For example, imagine you're choosing a restaurant for a date. If you have a preference, voice it. Show that you have your own tastes and ideas. Of course, remain open to compromise, but let it be a real compromise between two authentic perspectives, not one person giving in every single time. Another illustration is how you handle disagreements or misunderstandings. A man who's too nice might refuse to speak up, fearing conflict. But healthy relationships require communication, even if it sometimes leads to constructive conflict. Showing that you can stand up for your values respectfully signals self-respect, and paradoxically, it can deepen mutual respect in the relationship. People want partners who have their own identity and who can bring something unique to the table. It might sound counterintuitive, but giving your partner the gift of honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, can bring you closer. No one wants a doormat. They want someone who can enrich their life, challenge them to grow, and lovingly hold them accountable. Someone who's strong in both kindness and character. So continue to be kind. Buy flowers, show empathy, listen intently, but don't forget to bring your full true self into the mix. That balance of kindness and authenticity is far more compelling than superficial agreeableness could ever be. Number 4, financial stability speaks volumes. Money can be a touchy subject. Some men recoil at the idea that women care about financial stability, dismissing it as gold digging. However, research in evolutionary psychology points out a more nuanced reality. A well-known study published in Evolution and Human Behavior 2012 revealed that across cultures, women consistently ranked a partner's financial stability and ambition as important factors for long-term relationships. But this isn't simply about greed or luxury, it's about a sense of security and reliability. Think of it this way. Historically, the ability to provide resources indicated higher chances of survival for offspring. While modern society has changed drastically, women now often have equal or greater earning power. Biological and psychological remnants of this preference still linger. In addition, financial habits reflect deeper traits: discipline, foresight, responsibility, and an understanding of how to navigate life's practicalities. A man who consistently manages his money well and thinks about the future signals a maturity that's attractive on a broader scale. Let's clarify a common misconception, though. Being financially stable doesn't mean you have to be wealthy. It doesn't mean you need a yacht or a multi-million-dollar mansion. It means you have your financial life in some semblance of order. You budget, pay your bills on time, plan for emergencies, and work toward goals. This shows you can handle life's stressors without collapsing under pressure, which in turn offers emotional security to your partner. Furthermore, financial stability also ties into emotional well-being. According to the American Psychological Association, financial stress is one of the leading causes of anxiety and relationship conflict. If you're frequently worried about money, unsure how to pay rent, juggling debt with no plan, it's hard to maintain a calm, grounded demeanor. That stress seeps into your interactions, often leading to arguments or emotional distance. On the flip side, a man who is proactive about his finances can approach life's challenges with a sense of calm, signaling reliability to everyone around him. But remember, money alone isn't enough to sustain a fulfilling relationship. If you're wealthy but lack emotional intelligence or empathy, the relationship can still crumble. True stability combines financial health with emotional maturity, moral integrity, and genuine care for your partner's well-being. Think of money as a supportive pillar, not the entire foundation. Your character, emotional availability, and mutual respect form the rest. So if you find yourself financially scattered, start small. Create a realistic budget, build an emergency fund, and invest in skills that can further your career. Not only will this improve your day-to-day life, but it also sets the stage for stronger, healthier relationships. After all, it's not just about impressing someone, it's about creating a life where both of you can thrive, free from the destabilizing effects of financial chaos. Number 5, master your emotions. Emotions. They can be our greatest ally or our most destructive foe, depending on how we handle them. For centuries, many cultures socialized men to bottle up their feelings, equating emotional expression with weakness. Yet ironically, Uncontrolled emotional outbursts, anger, jealousy, insecurity, can do far more damage than quietly acknowledging those feelings in a healthy way. Women, just like men, crave emotional stability in a partner. And let's be clear, emotional stability does not mean you never feel sad, angry, or disappointed. It means you have the awareness and tools to handle these emotions without letting them wreak havoc on your relationships. A 2019 study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that emotional regulation skills in men significantly predicted relationship satisfaction. In other words, when you can identify what you're feeling, communicate it effectively, and respond rather than react, you foster a safer, more trusting environment. How can you master your emotions? Start with mindfulness. This can be as simple as pausing before you respond in a heated conversation. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now and why? Sometimes just labeling the emotion, anger, frustration, fear, gives you enough distance to choose a more thoughtful response. Some men find value in journaling. A quick note about what happened and how you reacted can reveal patterns over time. Meditation or breathwork exercises can also help you remain calm under stress, training your mind to observe rather than instantly react. Healthy emotional expression also includes vulnerability. While you don't want to be a constant source of emotional dumping, selectively sharing genuine feelings can deepen intimacy. If you had a rough day at work, it's okay to express that you're feeling stressed. Instead of lashing out or sulking, communicate openly. Today was challenging and I'm feeling overwhelmed. I might need a little space or support. This level of emotional honesty helps your partner understand where you're coming from, reducing misunderstandings. Additionally, emotional mastery means taking responsibility for your own internal states. If you're prone to jealousy, for example, work on the root causes of that jealousy, perhaps low self-esteem or past experiences of betrayal, rather than expecting your partner to tiptoe around triggers. By doing the inner work, you become someone who can remain balanced and supportive, even when life gets tough. This sense of calm confidence can make a woman feel secure, knowing that you won't spiral into destructive behaviors at the slightest provocation. Ultimately, mastering your emotions isn't about being emotionally numb. It's about navigating life's ups and downs with grace and understanding. This maturity becomes a bedrock upon which a healthy, loving relationship can flourish, because your partner knows she can rely on you to stay steady, or at least communicate when you're not. Number 6, weak erodes desire. Let's clarify this right away. There's a world of difference between healthy vulnerability and genuine weakness. Vulnerability can be a powerful connector. It shows you trust your partner enough to share your fears, dreams, and insecurities. Genuine weakness, on the other hand, manifests as an inability to handle challenges, a pattern of avoiding responsibility, or a tendency to collapse under life's pressures. Why does this erode desire? Because women, like anyone else, want a partner who can hold their own when storms hit. Life is filled with unexpected twists, job losses, family illnesses, financial setbacks. If every time adversity strikes, you crumble, it forces your partner to shoulder more than her share of the burdens. Over time, this can sap the partnership of its balance and consequently, its passion. In a 2017 cross-cultural study from the University of British Columbia, researchers found that perceived competence and resilience in a partner correlated strongly with long-term attraction and relationship satisfaction. Essentially, when a woman sees you as someone who rises to the occasion, even if you stumble initially, her respect and affection grow. Consider an example. You lose your job. It's normal to feel upset, maybe even devastated for a short while. But do you stay in that rut indefinitely, expecting your partner to pick up every bill and provide endless emotional support? Or do you allow yourself a moment to grieve and then pivot toward solution mode, updating your resume, networking, developing new skills? When you respond to adversity with proactive measures, you not only help stabilize the situation, but also demonstrate grit and determination. Weakness can also appear in the form of chronic indecisiveness or lack of ambition. If you constantly rely on your partner to make all the decisions, where to eat, where to live, how to manage money, you project a sense of passivity that can chip away at her respect for you. Humans are wired to respect those who show direction and purpose. If you consistently avoid stepping into any leadership role, it can be interpreted as a lack of backbone or passion. Does this mean you have to do everything alone? Absolutely not. True strength often involves knowing when to seek advice or emotional support. The difference is taking responsibility and being willing to do the work rather than shirking it. And yes, you might fail at times. That's part of being human. But consistent effort in the face of adversity sends a clear message. I might not be perfect, but I'm here to grow, to learn, and to shoulder the load with you. That attitude fosters trust, admiration, and ultimately deeper intimacy. Number 7, communication is non-negotiable. Of all the lessons, communication stands as the linchpin that holds everything else together. You could be financially stable, emotionally mature, and physically attractive, but if you can't articulate your thoughts and feelings or actively listen to hers, your relationship is likely to flounder. According to the renowned Gottman Institute, couples who engage in consistent, meaningful communication have an 80% higher chance of maintaining long-term relationship satisfaction compared to those who don't. That's a huge margin and underscores just how critical open dialogue is. Communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening with the intent to understand rather than to respond. How many times have you been in a conversation where you're simply waiting for the other person to finish so you can make your point? This habit blocks true understanding. When you're genuinely curious about your partner's perspective, her worries, aspirations, or disappointments, you create emotional safety. She feels heard, and that paves the way for deeper trust and intimacy. Moreover, communication doesn't have to be heavy all the time. It also involves the daily check-ins, asking how her day went, sharing a funny story from work, or planning weekend activities. These small, consistent moments of connection accumulate, building a reservoir of goodwill and affection. When conflicts do arise, as they inevitably will, having that reservoir can make all the difference in resolving issues constructively rather than letting them spiral. Active communication also means setting clear boundaries and expectations. Many misunderstandings in relationships happen because each person assumes the other knows what they need or want. But no one is a mind reader. If something bothers you, express it calmly. If you have a particular love language, like words of affirmation or acts of service, let her know. By openly discussing what makes each of you feel valued and supported, you reduce guesswork and foster a healthier emotional environment. Lastly, remember that the medium can matter. In today's digital age, we rely heavily on text messages and social media for communication. While convenient, these channels are rife with potential misunderstandings due to the lack of tone, facial expressions, and immediate feedback. For sensitive or important topics, a face-to-face conversation, or at least a phone or video call, can provide clarity that text simply can't. Communication is the foundation upon which mutual respect, emotional connection, and even passion are built. It's not just a skill, it's an ongoing practice. Continuously refine how you express yourself and how you tune into others, and you'll set the stage for a relationship that can withstand life's inevitable ups and downs. Final thoughts. Be the man who learns before it's too late. It's easy to look back on past relationships and think, if only I had known then what I know now. Maybe you chased someone until you lost your self-respect in the process, or you neglected your own health and appearance, never realizing it might have contributed to a lack of deeper connection. Or you were the too nice guy, inadvertently hiding your real self. Perhaps you ignored the importance of financial stability, letting your partner shoulder the stress alone. Or maybe uncontrolled emotions or genuine weakness overshadowed your better qualities. And there's a good chance that communication, or the lack thereof, played a central role in many of these issues. The lessons outlined here aren't designed to shame or discourage you. Instead, they serve as a wake-up call, an invitation to consciously evolve. While they may feel tough to hear, these truths reflect the lived experiences of countless men who've walked the path before you. And there's a silver lining. By learning these lessons now, you save yourself and future partners from unnecessary heartache. Self-improvement is a journey that unfolds one day at a time. Each step you take, whether it's reading a personal development book, hitting the gym, updating your budget spreadsheet, or having an honest conversation about your feelings moves you closer to the kind of man who naturally attracts and sustains fulfilling relationships. If you're ready to be that man, to adopt a growth mindset and break free from the cycle of painful lessons learned too late, now is the time to act. Hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update on valuable insights to help you grow personally and relationally. Your support truly means the world to us and keeps this conversation going. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share your own experiences or lessons learned in the comments below. When we openly talk about these challenges, we collectively challenge outdated norms and move towards stronger, more authentic connections. Life is short and love can be complicated, but armed with these lessons, you stand a far better chance of navigating the complexities with grace and confidence. Remember, it's never too late to learn, but it's always better to learn early. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey toward deeper understanding and better relationships. See you in the next video.